Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a two-day event, which is our first anniversary of the electric origin SUVs. 26th November 2024. That was a year back in Chennai, and we were wondering then, as we were going on the EV journey, on where we were headed, and it was the Unlimit India theme. The reason we had branded it Unlimit India was because we really believed that the launch of the two Indian icons, as we called them, were capable of positioning us and enabling us to take on the best in the world. And in a way, it was a reflection of a nation which was ready to take on the world. We were there to create a new category, a category which till recently was reasonably underpenetrated. So EVs a year back was less than 2% of the passenger vehicle market and about the same as a percentage of the SUV market. We've come a long way since. Last year, as we were moving into the build-up into the Unlimit India event, the excitement started building. There was a lot of anticipation around the Unlimit India event. And I don't know if any of you want to guess what were the digital views that we had pre-launch last year. The digital views we had leading into the launch, even before the launch event, was over 280 million views. Now that was a lot of views for a category which had still not evolved. There were two big launches, and of course, it was the pride of the nation. This year, as we've led into what we are calling Scream Electric event, has seen a significant increase on that base. And leading into today, we've had 690 million views of, uh, of the assets that have been put out. So 280 million last year, close to 700 million views of the Scream India event. And on yesterday, which was the day before the launch, we actually trended 2 and 3 for some time during the day on X. Some people actually reached out from industry bodies not connected with auto to ask if they can get tickets for today. Now, made us think whether we should actually start marketing events like this at a fee. But there were people actually seeking tickets to come into what seemed like a very exciting Scream Electric event. So 365 days, the country's come a long way. The electric journey's come a long way, and Mahindra has come a long way. So it's a sea change. Today, the EV penetration in H1 for us was over 8% in quarter 2. So a significant portion of our portfolio is now EV, and we believe that's set to grow. So let me dial back a little bit into how we got to 2024 and today. And as I was preparing for today, it reminded me of a book I was reading around 2021. We were all in COVID and learning how to navigate those times. And I chanced upon a book called Founder's Mentality. And many of those ideas and thoughts actually inspired this journey. And there were three key such ideas. One is what is called insurgency, which is challenges on a mission. The second is about frontline obsession. And the third is about the owner's mindset. All of these came together to enable us to do what seemed impossible. So as the narrative goes, in 2021, uh, we still didn't have an EV roadmap or an EV plan. And one of the friends in this room reached out and said that we really need to significantly ramp up or amp up our design capability. So I reached out to one or two people who I thought we should have in our team, who I did literally every Sunday call with them. And finally, we did have Pratap who joined us. And that was the start of putting a new team together which worked on preparing us for EVs. So when I was talking to Pratap about joining us, he said, what am I going to come there and do? And I said, we're going to launch some really exciting EVs. That was in 2021. And honestly, that's what we had at that stage, which is we're going to launch some exciting EVs. So this new team came together, and we kind of, told Pratap that we want to launch some really exciting EVs, which fits into our brand purpose of, an exciting SUV brand, which is what we're setting out to create with authentic SUVs. So Pratap put together, with a couple of other colleagues, a sketch at that time. I'm talking about 3 or 4 years back. So can we have that sketch, please? So that's the sketch that, as the story goes, Pratap sat in a cafe with a couple of his colleagues and sketched. And of course, you see that product on the road. But that's how it started. And it actually had a roadmap of, what should be the size and, the dimensions and so on and so forth. Uh, and then this new team, which was coming in place, and I'll talk a little about that, got into let's make it. I mean, that's literally how this story went, starting with a sketch and saying, let's make it. And this team which came together, we called it G5 because there were 5 of us, and we said, if we really have to make this work, then we've got to really run this with the founder's mentality, and that's why I'm alluding to the book, because that's really how we went about it. We were working with a consulting firm, and there was the partner of an international partner of this consulting firm who said, we at that time said we'll start launching. We were in 2021, 3 years away. All we had was that sketch. And Velu put out a date saying we're going to launch this in 2024, September. And this very large consulting firm with a lot of expertise in automobiles said that can never happen. You are at a sketch stage, and in a completely new evolving technology, you can never do this in 3 years. And it wasn't just one product. As you saw in the sketch, it was a roadmap for 3, 4, 5 indeed together. So this is where the founder's mentality kicked in, and challengers got onto a mission and said, yes, we will make it happen. And Velu kind of galvanized 2,500 people over 18 months, literally, reallocating his resources. The average age of the team which made this happen was 34 years. That's how young this team was. And 40% of them were less than 30 years. So really young bunch of engineers came together from multiple streams of work. Today, that team has gone on to 6,000 people, and 880 of them are women. So the number of women count in the product development team has actually gone up 11 times in this 3-year period. All very bright young engineers. The product development team validated the product for a total cumulative 9.2 million kilometers. Now, 9.2 million sounds like a number, but Velu had a very good articulation of what that means. It means doing 230 laps of the Earth. So the total validation was actually 230 laps of the Earth. The manufacturing team was working to the same tight deadlines, and so was the rest of the organization. They actually set up the plant, which many of you saw a few months back in Chakan, different shops between 11 to 18 months, setting records which were unforeseen or unforeseeable. And of course, we said that we have to be ahead of the tech, so we packed the product with a lot of tech. The manufacturing teams ramped up, and we have now over 2,000 people working on the EV plants in the EV shops, and a very large number, 30-40% of them are women as well. So a huge ramp up in the organization, and this has happened, we believe, by way of creating a completely new paradigm on how new technologies and products can come to market. But the real proof of where we are depends on what outcomes you get, and we are very happy with the outcomes that we got. We've sold, as you know, over 30,000 vehicles to customers in 7 months at a very high, much higher than industry average price. That translates into 1 vehicle every 10 minutes. So that's what 30,000 vehicles in 7 months means. The vehicles have run with customers over 200 million kilometers. So the vehicles are not just collectibles being parked. They've run 200 million kilometers cumulatively, the 30,000 vehicles. 65% of these are running every working day. So 65% of them are absolutely in the mainstream. And over 60% of the customers have got an in-city range of over 500 kilometers. This is all data which is coming out of the analytics we have on the back end. So this is real data, not based on some sampling. It is on the 30,000 vehicles. And 30% of the customers have done more than 400 kilometers in a day. So we're clearly seeing EV in a phase of revolution. There's some great stories that make it all worth it. One customer who put this out on social media did a complete trip of South India, 3,300 kilometers, one single trip. Another customer went from Kochi to Kashmir, multiple weather zones, 17 days, 9,000 kilometers. And one of you put out a tweet there which said, don't pinch yourself, or rather pinch yourself, and put out 1 week of driving in a metro city in India. 3 different scenarios. Scenario 1, range of 513 kilometers. Scenario 2, range of 695 kilometers. Scenario 3, range of 845 kilometers. This is someone from the media fraternity who put this out there on real world usage in, of course, different driving conditions. So we really believe that we are on a path of excitement, and we wanted to take this short opening to kind of share this. A lot of this data is being released in a press note, which, if any of you want to use or access, will be useful information. But it is a great story, and we'll have a short video where we'll capture some of these moments for you. Thank you. Can we have the video, please? Thank you. Can I invite some of my colleagues to join me as an acknowledgement and a note of gratitude to all of you for supporting us and believing in us in this journey. So, Nal, Pratap, Harish, Velu, and Rajiv. Thank you, everyone. Okay, with this, hand over to Velu for the next module.
Good evening. So we are starting now about story about Mahindra Racing. It's about 3 years ago, 2021, the same time that we started Mahindra Electric work. Rajesh told me, Velu, there is some acceleration problem in Mahindra Racing. Why don't you look at that? That was the brief to me. Then I called Fred. Fred said, yes, we have some acceleration problem. Can we solve it? But I didn't understand what's the connection between acceleration, thrill, joy. Why do the people drive the race cars like obsessed? There must be some reason. So I was studying the physics. I couldn't find it out except the explanation for acceleration. I went to a doctor in the evening and I asked him, can you offer some explanation about this acceleration and human passion and excitement and etc., etc., why Fred is so obsessed with the racing? And the neuro doctor told me, well, there is a human origin connection to this. Do you know this scientist called Ernest Julius was studying the ears and he found there is a semicircular canals and there is a fluid in it. And in the origin of the human beings, when they were chasing the prey or they were chasing themselves away from the danger, the canals detect that there is a success if you run faster. And once it detects, it segregates neurochemicals, endorphins, adrenalines. It pumps up you. It puts you focus. It puts you determination to succeed. And once you succeed, it again rewards you to get back again the same status. And that's how we evolved here. So there is an acceleration. And there is a connection to our human origin. And then said, wow, that's why people love acceleration. And maybe there is a connection to our SUVs as well that we will discuss later. But then I really wanted to support Fred. And we really worked for 3 years. And we got this acceleration problem solved. Now, Fred is the better person to explain what he did in the last 3 years and what he is going to do for next 4 years. Over to you, Fred. Hope you enjoyed the acceleration problem. You got this.
Thank you so much, Velu. I think I never had such a nice explanation of why my life is like this. But I really enjoy, and I can confirm one thing is adrenaline is a key part of the game, but also people, because it's a story about how you manage people to get to beyond the limits and push people to think that they can do much better than what they have inside. We can go beyond those limits and make sure that we deliver crazy results. That was definitely the challenge when I joined Mahindra Racing, and it's such an honor for me today to be here, standing in front of you and having this great opportunity to explain Mahindra Racing, Formula E, in the home country of Mahindra. And that's something I really want to thank Rajesh, Velu, for giving that crazy opportunity. It's an amazing moment for us and for Mahindra Racing to explain you what is that specific thing that Velu just explained, and to give you the same feeling so that you all want to come and see us every weekend and you follow us all along the season. First of all, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Formula E. Formula E is a championship which definitely is a game changer in the motorsport world, because when it was created initially, I will find the slide now. The goal was, how can we explain people that electric cars can be fun, fast, sexy, and you can have a lot of attraction for those cars. It was 10 years ago. So today it looks so obvious because Pratap made so nice design, Velu developed so nice car, and we have so nice car on the streets. But I can tell you that 10, 12 years ago, when we started that idea, it was very different, and no one was so convinced. And you have to convince people that the same DNA you find in any motorsport is there in those electric cars. And that's definitely what has made the change in Formula E and in the championship. Now it is a successful championship, going all over the world, racing in different countries, all the continents, having all the main manufacturers on board, should it be Porsche, Nissan, Jaguar, the group Stellantis with different brands. So it's a very successful championship where Mahindra goes and fights to show that we can deliver a car which we develop internally, which can be the one beating all those guys. They have a lot of history in motorsport. We don't care. We can win. We can fight, and we can be better than them. And that's what we are delivering right now within that amazing championship. The championship is developing on several different periods. We are now in a period which is called the Gen 3 era, and soon comes the Gen 4 era. We will start in December, on the 6th of December in Sao Paulo, the last season of the Gen 3 era. And this is the car we will show you behind me. And this is the car we will use for that last season. And then there will be another era, which is called the Gen 4 era, which will be another story for the championship itself and its own development with crazy ambition. How did we manage to change that, and what is Mahindra Racing in that championship? First of all, it's a team which is the only fully Indian motorsport representative in a world championship of the FIA. That team is now able to perform, and it had a long history because it came from a vision, again, 10 years ago. That team and that manufacturer was there since the day one of the championship. So the vision was similar. At the same moment that the FIA and Formula E had this idea of creating a championship, Mahindra realized that it was a place to be to prepare the future. And definitely, this is the only team there since the very beginning as a manufacturer and able to be still there for the current season. The second thing which is important is how the team has developed. And this is probably part of what you just explained, Velu. Part of the adrenaline is fine to get the motivation. But what is more important is the consistency. How you can stay in the championship so long, and how you can make sure that you capitalize on what you learn. Because you learn each time how you can beat the others, how you can beat yourself, and how you can improve for the following season. And that's where the championship has definitely gave Mahindra Racing a huge opportunity to progress on the technology side and on the way to develop the cars, but also on the way to manage people in a way to push the boundaries a bit further every day. Wins, podiums, all this was there already, but it was too much up and down, and probably the last 3-4 seasons were a bit difficult. What we call season 8, 9, 10 were difficult seasons. We never had such a high pain, I would say. And when I arrived, it was the beginning of season 9. We had a car, and we were not happy with that car. And as Velu said, we had a little bit of a problem of acceleration, but not only acceleration. We had a lot of other issues. And that was the moment where we felt the full group ambition behind the project to say, okay, we cannot stay where we are. We have to move forward, and we have to show the world that we know how to do a racing car which is able to beat everyone. And that was the moment where we agreed on changing the mindset and the dynamic behind the team. It's quite easy to get in a comfort zone when you are racing in a team where you have a big backing from a main manufacturer. What is more difficult is to change that mindset and make sure that people start to think that winning is not only a possibility, is a must, and you have the capacities. It's not only participating, which is fine and nice, going all over the world and racing. Of course, it's exciting, but that's not the right excitement. The excitement we like is the one we get when we get on a podium and we feel the taste of champagne. And that's that moment where we said, okay, let's first of all understand where the team is. What are the weaknesses? What are the strengths? Because it's not because you are not performing that everything is to throw away. not at all, because you have a lot of good things in the team. It's just the way to assemble those things, to make sure that those things are getting at the right place, at the right moment, that you spend the money where it makes the difference, not only on nice looking things, but on the things which are making the difference. You have to choose your investments, and the investment number one are people. You need to find the right people to get into the project, or to take the people already in the project at the right place within the company. That has been the first part of the challenge. Understanding and then moving slowly the things in a way that performance is generated internally, because the people are either getting at the right place or joining the team with an additional level of ambition, changing the level of reference. It's easy to be in that comfort zone. To get to the level where you become a winning team, you need an additional level of trust, an additional level of competition, and an additional level of competencies sometimes, but also motivation, fighting spirit. And once this is in place, you choose suppliers and partners. That's something very important. We will speak after that about one very important partner for us on gaining efficiency, another one on gaining on software management. But what is important is find the people who are the best in the market to allow you to have that ambition fulfilled. Because you cannot expect to get the best result if you don't have the best people with you. And that's the second step in the change. Get the best people, get the best partners. And finally, explain everything to Rajesh, to Velu, to everyone, to Rajiv, I see Rajiv here also, to explain what we plan and what we want to do, how we want to do it. It's not something which will happen overnight, you know that, but we also don't have 10 years to do it. We have to turn out the situation very quickly to make sure that people trust what we are doing, that we deliver what we said, and because we said what we wanted to do and we deliver what we said, slowly the competence is growing into the team and the confidence is growing, but also the level of credibility for the team within the group, on the market itself, and you start to attract better people. And that was part of the game, attracting also very good drivers, like the one which will join me just after. And at that moment, you start to really put the system into a very positive mindset and a very positive way of evolving. Then I said it before, but consistency is key. How can you maintain the level of investment of everyone? On the personal side, on the partnership side, on the financial side, on the way to deal with the racing aspects, and in the championship, which is so competitive like Formula E is, a small difference of 0.1 second on a lap is a huge difference that you hardly compensate. So at that moment comes what we are now just in the middle of, level of execution. How can we make sure that even if we have everything nicely done and nicely organized, do we make sure that every time we go on track, we deliver the best possible race event, race strategy, race management, the driving from the drivers, the way the mechanics are putting the wheels, the way the engineers are preparing and setting the car. This is all that work which is so important. Everyone in the team has an impact which can make us lose or win. And this is what people need to understand the moment they go on track or they come in the team. Excitement is there, but as long as you do it well. And the thing which is, at the end, the key is the bonding between people. How you make sure that that group is understanding that the one working on the right side and the one working on the left side is as important as the work you will have to do yourself. Because if one of the three and one after is failing, the full chain is failing. You can be the leader of a race, you can be winning, be first in qualifying and everything, but something goes wrong in the way you change the tires or the prep of the pressure in the tire, you get disqualified, it's over. You have a small mistake during the race from the drivers on being too optimistic or over-optimistic sometimes, and then you have a cancellation of all the result of the weekend. So that is what is making right now, I feel the difference is the level of bonding. We have constituted a team which is not only a team based in the UK, which is a team with some links here in India. We have some people coming, joining the team. We are here to support what Mahindra is doing in the normal development of the cars. And that global thing is making Mahindra Racing today a performant team and a team able to deliver. First thing we had to do, a better car. So we started to work on that car was 24 months ago. We convinced everyone that we needed a new car, and that new car has to have a different level of ambition. So we developed a car which is able to provide and fully meets the specification of the FIA, and we just need to work within a framework of regulation on how to find the small things where you deal with all the small aspects of those regulations so that you find all the opportunities you can in a set of regulations. And that's where you need strong brains, because everybody is doing the same in each team. And you need to find the additional ideas which make you a little bit smarter than the others, which makes you a little bit faster than the others at the end when you develop the car. Reliability is a must, but performance is what you need to find. And then that performance is not stopping on one day. It's stopping never. You have to develop every day, every week, every month. We have a development program to make sure that the car is improving and able to perform even better from one race to another, from one season to another. The car as itself, right now, we reach a level of efficiency which is close to 98%, quite high level. We still want to get a little bit more because each time we gain 0.1, 0.2, 0.5%, it's additional pace during the race and it's additional advantage to win the race. The second thing which is important is something which has been introduced, fast charging. So the car itself is a very powerful car. We can accelerate faster than a Formula One right now. It's 1.82, 83 seconds for 0 to 100. But what is more interesting is that we have plenty of topics in the game which are making the race, the strategy in the race even more exciting. Fast charging for some races. You have a way of activating additional power and four-wheel drive at some moment of the race to make the car even more performant. And this is all those things that we have to manage within a weekend, within a season, within the team to make sure that we get the best strategy out of it. Result. Last season was a season where that car went on track. We were not so sure of where we will be, and the season has gone in a way with good moments and less good moments. But definitely what has been great is the final result, because we ended up P4 in the championship, which was for us, I would say, a little bit above expectation because we were more on trying to stay in the top 5. But P4 is definitely in the top 5, and it gives appetite for the future. Previously, it was more P10, P11, so at the back of the grid. Now we are at the front of the grid. And yeah, it's the work of a full team, so thanks for the applause for them. But in general, what is huge is the effort put behind and the level of confidence we got from Mahindra Group to make this experience something successful and something which hopefully will bring us to something better. Something better is one step done already, Valencia test. So we had a test at the beginning of the season. Everybody goes there, and we try to challenge each other and see where everybody is in terms of performance. It appeared that we were quite fast. Edo did P1, best lap time overall on the session, and Nick did P5. We don't win a championship on a testing session, so that's not something we are happy with. We are confident that it will help us to start the first race with a higher level of confidence and a higher level of target. But definitely, those type of results are just showing something. If you can see the previous season, we were struggling more at the back. Now we are more at the front. And it's quite something strange, but very nice, is the way people look at us in the paddock. For the first time, people look at us and want to know what we did. We have people watching us in front of the box to try to understand what type of ideas we had for the next session. We have people trying to approach our drivers, our engineers. That's a big fight for me, to keep people in the team, because now we create value and they feel it. And that value is definitely what is making the difference and what will make the difference all along the season. So the goal is just to start very well. We are now just waiting for the first race. We all leave next week to Sao Paulo. That will be the first one, and then a long season ahead of us. But definitely, the level of confidence is high, the level of ambition is high, not too high, but definitely we need to be again in the top 5. But the clear goal we have is hearing the national anthem of India on a podium, because we want to win races and make all India proud of the job done all along those years, from the beginning to now and for the last years. You have the movie maybe, or you have the video?
For Gen 3 Evo, there's a multitude of changes. Where do we think we'll be at the first race?
For sure, much better prepared with a much better car.
You're looking at a ground-up rebuild. We have done a whole new concept.
Mahindra is in 5th place.
Mahindra are looking pretty good compared to last season.
Mahindra is up through and into the podium positions for the first time. Here comes Nick de Vries, 2 places in 1 corner. Taking his first podium since 2022.
That's the feeling I'm talking about.
Oh, there was contact with Nick de Vries. Oh, spins it round. And then Mortara takes second. And then Mortara back-to-back podiums for him. Yes, podium! Yes. Fantastic from de Vries. Oh, look at this! Side by side to the wall there, Ferrari! Nick de Vries in second. Yes! They got that.
So the car is ready, the drivers are ready, the team is ready, and we have also key partners to help us on that journey. I will call Nitesh maybe to join me now to speak. And Sandeep, yeah, oh, sorry, I don't have the right one. But maybe you can come both and then we can do that like this. You have a mic?
Hello.
So let's start with Sandeep because I think it's something very important for us to have very strong partner for lubricants because anything we can gain there is pure efficiency. And efficiency is a key element for us. So maybe you can help us on, first of all, how you are excited on being part of that journey, and second, on how you can help us on getting that additional gain in efficiency.
Absolutely. So first of all, before I begin, I think first of all, congratulations to the entire Mahindra team and finally to the racing team also for a great unveiling which is planned today. Now, Valvoline is very, very excited and I take a lot of pride in standing along with the Mahindra team today as an exclusive lubricant partner for Mahindra Racing. Now, this is not only, I would say, a partnership only for endorsement, but I think this partnership is deeply entrenched into ensuring we produce EV fluids, which typically, as Fred said, will beat the boundaries, will challenge the boundaries of what can be the next phase of EV fluids evolution. I think that's where our job is to work with their team to work together. As Valvoline has been for the last, more than 2 decades, I would say, I will give the credibility of Valvoline, that for more than 2 decades, Valvoline has been doing a lot of innovation on the EV fluids globally. Now, even before the buzzword on electric mobility came into action, Valvoline was deeply entrenched into creating EV fluids. And that's where I think this entire journey of ours will help a lot of us while we test our capabilities at the track, on the track, which cannot be replicated in lab, correct? So those tests, those performances which will we have together, we will try and produce the best possible fluids which will provide us the new EV evolution for the era. Now coming back to Valvoline, the Valvoline is in more than 140 countries globally. And now with this partnership, our entire expertise comes back to performance on track. And that's where I think not only on track, but off track also behind the scenes. The entire Valvoline global R&D teams, as well as the Mahindra Racing engineers are working together endlessly for the last so many days and I would say months to crack an innovation where the EV fluids can be more efficient, have more thermal stability and a larger durability. And that's where I think we are all working towards. And I think just cutting it short now, so at the core of heart of Valvoline, what we do is the purpose. So we inspire and ensure we are moving forward, we are moving the world forward. And that's what our overall position is. So at the end of the day, I congratulate the entire Mahindra team today and ensure that the evening goes well. We launch new models. And we also, as Mahindra Racing team for the new season, we should be much better what we have done earlier. With the partnership, we move forward. So that's where I think, Fred, I would look upon, and thank you very much for giving us the opportunity.
No, I think it's a great pleasure for us. You said you will try to get the best product.
No, it
It's
has
not
to
try.
be done.
You will
It
have
has
to
to
do
be
it.
done, yeah.
Trying is not enough in that game. Nitesh, I think you're same. You are working with us since the beginning with TechM. Main impact is on software and the development of software to help us on dealing with the strategy. Can you help us in understanding a bit more what is behind that input?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for having me. And again, extremely proud about the fact that TechM, the M stands for Mahindra, and as Rajesh actually said, right, the fact that Unlimited India is what we started with last year as Mahindra Auto. So really proud that and Unlimited India, when he spoke about the fact that we want to challenge the best in the world, I think the fact that our Formula E cars are actually racing against the best in the world, and if you perform there, I think there is no better proof that we actually have arrived when you actually prove it there. So from that standpoint, I think as a tech partner, we're extremely proud to be a part of the group and to be contributing to the cause of the team here. We run, of course, the tech and the software behind it. So we have a platform called Rubicon, and that during the race, as you can imagine, big Formula 1 fan, and now, of course, a Formula E fan with this. So you can imagine that, especially for an electric vehicle, where do you push, where do you back off? Where is the time to defend? Where is the time to attack? All of those elements become critical so that you're maintaining battery and still kind of getting the acceleration that is really required. So I think from that vantage, I think we are in some sense a software behind that. After the race also, in today's world of AI, how do we ingest the data and therefore continue to make improvements in future races is something that we're again associated with. The second one is the fan platform. So we're also, as TechM, we have a platform for fan engagement, and we're happy that we use that as part of the team as well. So that I think is the second part. And lastly, I think sustainability. So while we've spoken a lot about e-vehicles and our Formula E story, I think as a group we're also very conscious, right? And sustainability is at the core of it. So the Mahindra Racing team was the first team which actually got certified to be carbon neutral. And net zero, and in that sense, TechM also is very, very high on sustainability. So we are number one among the ICT industry, which is the information, communication, and technology sector, on sustainability, and we have our goals for F35 to hit net zero. So again, I think on those three fronts, extremely proud to be here. Thanks for having us and to be associated with such a wonderful story.
No, thanks for the support and the strong help on getting more performance. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot. And then I think we have a lot to do for the coming season.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Ciao. Now I will like to call two guys I owe a lot because they accepted to join the team at the moment we were not at our best. It was discussion happened end of season 9 or middle of season 9, and definitely accepting to join us at that moment. You need to have a strong gut feeling that things will go right and to trust the guys that we are developing in the right way. So I would like to call Nick De Vries and Eduardo Mortara, our two drivers, and very fast and strong drivers. And you can run, guys, you can run. Yeah, I stay in the middle of you because you are.
Thank you.
I think from you guys, I would like two things. The first thing is I need again to congratulate and thank you for the trust, the moment you accepted to join us, and thanks for delivering such good racing the last 2 seasons, and hopefully for the coming one even better. But first thing I would like is the feeling of being here in India, first time for the three of us, I would say, with Mahindra Racing. What is the feeling and how proud are you? You want to try?
Well, first of all, thanks for the warm welcome. It's a fantastic opportunity, the opportunity actually to be here in India, in Bengaluru, to show you a little bit our new car for the next season. And we have a great opportunity, great season, I hope, in front of us. And hopefully we did the right changes during this off-season.
Nick?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Bengaluru, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's my second time in India, and it's great to see you all here. Obviously, we're really proud to represent Mahindra, that is obviously a huge brand in India, but also worldwide. And we represent it with pride and hope that we can make you even more proud in the upcoming season. So thank you for coming out, and I hope you enjoy the event.
Maybe two things, I think. One will explain what you do behind the scene in the office and in the factory, and the other one may explain what you do at the race to make the difference, and how do we create the difference towards the other, and how ambitious we are after the testing in Valencia. You want to start with what you do in the car or in the team? Let's go for the team.
So I would say these are two different parts. One that is obviously before the race weekend, which is probably more the preparation, and I will speak about that one. So we make sure that with our engineers, we prepare in the best way for our race weekends. So as drivers, we will go to the office, which is situated in Banbury, and we will have multiple meetings and simulator sessions. We will try to make sure that our software, which is actually quite complex, is operating with the best settings, and that we are better prepared, let's say, for the qualifying. Qualifying is usually something where pure performance is important, where you try to push the car to its limit. Where in a race, it's probably more about efficiency and having the right strategy in order to do a better job, let's say, with energy management compared to the others.
Nick, on the race weekend, what happens?
I think on track you kind of see the result of all the work that goes into it outside the race weekends, outside the racing season. We obviously go racing across the world, but actually I think the most important part in order to be successful on track is all the preparation that goes into it. And on track you want to kind of turn up best prepared possible. We have very, let's say, compact days where the practice, qualifying and race all happens on the same day, so you can't really, figure yourself out on track. You need to arrive prepared, you need to have a good baseline and kind of be competitive from the get-go. And of course we have room to improve our package subtly throughout the weekend, but really the work has to be done prior to the event. And I think on the event itself, it's about execution and making sure that you turn that preparation and performance into a result at the end of the weekend.
Thank you, guys. I think I wish us the best of luck for the season, and thanks for pushing the limits with the team.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the event. Thank you.
Yeah. So now let's speak with Pratap. We spoke about the nice design he did for the car you can buy, but he also does nice design for the livery of the car we are racing with. And I'm sure you can explain us all the spirit behind that design. And we give you kind of a difficult requirement because you cannot be totally free, because the more we have stickers on the car, the more we have weight on the car. And weight we don't like so much in racing, but you still need to do a nice car.
So this is my first time on a podium, which is
the
amazing. So Fred, the livery is a very interesting part of the job. I think it has to achieve 5 things, in my view. There's been lots of iconic race liveries, Which is your favorite livery, by the way, from the 11 seasons we've done so far?
The one we will be champion with.
Yay! So that's season 12. Okay. So season 12, one is continuity. As soon as you see it, you have to recognize it to be a Mahindra, Formula E car. It cannot be mistaken for any other team. Then, if you look at the top of the car, there are 12 stripes. And those 12 stripes represent the 12 seasons that Mahindra Formula E has raced in every one of those seasons. Like Fred said, it was one of the founding teams for Formula E, which is amazing. The third thing is the weight balance that Fred spoke about. You can't just put any number of stickers. Every gram counts. And in this livery, the balance of carbon fiber, which is a natural dark gray color, and the red and white, is worked out in such a way to have really this optimum balance of weight. The second is the car has to look, like Fred, has to look amazing everywhere. So it has to look good on the track, it has to look good off the track, and most importantly on television. I mean, TV, when the car is passing at 200 miles an hour or near about there, it has to be recognizable straight away. So there's a lot of, the car has to be photogenic and telegenic. Like I said, just like Fred. And last but not the least, Fred spoke about the partners, the sponsors. We must find the right space for them as well, because they are really partners, and it cannot be an afterthought. So using their colors, using their graphics, how do we integrate that all into finally a beautiful livery? And Fred, to you and your entire Formula E team, I really hope the season 12 livery becomes your winning livery.
And my favorite one at the end, yes, definitely.
Okay. So with that, I think, when I went to the London E-Prix, Fred very kindly called us, I really heard, e-vehicles are supposed to be silent, but I really heard the sound of Formula E. People talk about Formula One, but Formula E has a unique sound. The cars really, really scream. And that became, our rallying call, Scream Electric, unabashedly Scream Electric. So let's show you a little clip, and then we'll unveil the season 12 premiere in India, Fred. Yeah? So let's have a clip, please. Thank you. We have all the colors on the camera. Rajesh, Nal, can we have you join us, please? And Edo and Nick.
go back to your seat. We just have one big thing to tell you now. We have a big news for you.
We are releasing it right now.
Okay. Velu, join me.
Yeah, good.
So first of all, thanks for the nice words at the beginning. You study a lot now, I can see that.
Fantastic.
There is still one thing that we didn't speak so much about is we spoke about the nice future Formula E as a championship as with a brand new car which is so exceptional and even faster than the current one. But one thing is missing is what will Mahindra do in this championship for the future? Maybe you have some nice news to tell us.
So Fred always tells me that the F1 is all about speed, aerodynamics. And the Formula E is about efficiency and therefore sustainability. So he bowled me with that ace card and he said we have to go into OEM Gen 4 development. And we have been doing these conversations for quite some time. And now guess what? Who has won the race? It's of course Fred. So he is making me to confirm that we will be the OEM in Gen 4.
Yeah, we are so happy to say that we will compete in Gen 4 as a strong team because we will be the manufacturer developing our own car again with your support and the support of all the Mahindra group. So thanks for the trust.
And he
thanks for the
promises
ambition.
me that the P4 will become P1.
Did
All
I
the
say-
best.
No, but we can try already in season 12. Let's not wait for Gen 4, but let's make sure that we develop a good car. But thanks a lot for the trust, because for the team it's so important that we are empowered with the capacity of developing our own car. We know that with that capacity now we have developed in the team, we can develop a very competitive car, and we will make Mahindra and India proud of what we will do in season 12 and in Gen 4 for the next 4 years.
Great. It's people, it's passion, it's excitement, it's adrenaline, it's endorphin, it's racing, it's Fred. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you so much. Thanks for everything. Thanks to all of you for the time and for attending. Hope you will follow us for the coming season and for the next development of Mahindra Racing. I can promise you one thing, it will be quite exciting, and with Formula E, always expect unexpected. So we need to make sure that we win now. That's the goal. Thank you to all of you. Thank you very much. See you soon.